Okay. All right, would you please introduce yourself?
I'm Robert Kager. I was born on Guimas Island in 1933. I grew up on Guimas until they drafted me into the Army in 1953. And from the Army I came back and did several different jobs around Mount Vernon and Anacortes.
So you went to the Korean War?
Pardon me?
You were drafted for the Korean War?
Yes.
What branch?
Just after the Korean War, I was only a few months into the Korean War.
Okay.
I was not an active combat veteran.
Well, that's sort of good, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was good for me.
Yeah, that's very good for you.
No,
Yeah.
I went to Okinawa
Oh my.
when I finished my basic training.
Okay.
They sent me there. I was a truck mechanic, worked on the heavy duty trucks, and they had 50th Transportation Truck Company is what we were called.
Okay. Bobby, when did your family first come to Guimas?
Long before I can remember. I don't remember what it was. There was a family named Kanaki that had the place that the folks bought. And I don't know
When they got there?
when they got there exactly. It's
Okay.
a long time.
Yeah. Do you know what year your parents moved there?
What year my parents?
Bought the Kaneki place.
No, I don't know exactly.
Okay. Well, before you were born.
Yeah,
Okay.
long before I was
Yeah.
born.
Okay. All right. So they've been
Because-
on the island.
Because I was the youngest in the family, and there was a family of 6. And my brother Jim, the oldest boy, was born in 1923 or 25, I can't remember.
Okay. And so was he born on Guimas as well?
Yes.
Okay. So boy, you
We
guys.
we were all born on Guimas except my sister Anna, and she had to go to the hospital in Anacortes. But we were all born on the island.
Okay.
In the house, in fact, that we lived in for many years.
Is that the house that's on Eden's?
Yes.
Wow. Yeah, it's still there. It's still there. So why did your parents move to Guimas?
Had to have a place to live, I guess. I don't know.
Do you know where they came from?
My dad came from Sultan, Washington.
Oh, okay.
My mother came from Minnesota.
Oh, wow.
And I have a picture over there of them in somewhere around here in the wagon train where they were coming this way.
That's a pretty special picture. My goodness. Wow.
Yeah.
So they got married in, where did they get married?
I think it was in Everett.
In Everett? Okay, okay.
That's been so long ago,
Well, I know, and it's not something people talk about either. You know, it's not like that. So your dad was a logger?
He worked in a logging camp in Sultan and Gold Bar. He used to fire up the donkey engine that they had at that time.
Oh, boy.
That was a long time ago.
Yeah, kind of dangerous too. Yeah. So do they come? I know there was a lot of logging on Guimas too.
Yeah.
Did he do logging on Guimas?
No, he just cut wood over there. He
Oh.
didn't log. We had 20 acres of timber and open land over there, stumps mostly. We took them out and made a good big field so that we could grow different crops. We had oats and wheat, things like that. Had our own garden, thank goodness.
Yeah.
That was the way we got through the Depression.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. You were lucky you had land. Were there deer on the island at that time?
No, I don't believe there was. I never saw one over there.
Okay.
That was something they brought over and swam over from Anacortes over to
Yeah.
the island.
Or Cyprus. Yeah. Oh, no, not
Well,
candy.
it won't stay.
No,
Stick my cane in there to hold it open.
that's okay. I got it.
Prop it open with the cane.
There we go.
It's got a magnet up above there. Just pull it. There you
There.
go.
Got it. Okay, so so did he fish? Did you guys fish?
Pardon me?
Did he fish? Did he go fishing? I mean, like, what, I'm trying to
Oh
think.
yeah, we fished a lot.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
clammed?
Clams. We had a special bed over on North Beach
Yes.
before Townsend and those people moved over there. We used to go over there and get clams, big butter clams, not
Big-
razor clams.
Yeah,
butter clams.
yeah. Bud was just digging clams like 2 days ago.
Oh yeah.
It was a low tide. Yeah, yeah. So we're still doing that. Well,
Oh.
then you must have known Claudia.
Pardon me?
Did you know Bud's mother, Claudia Ashback? Oh, Claudia
Oh
Reinhardt.
yeah, yeah, I knew her.
Yeah, because she would have been about the same age as your oldest brother.
I think so. Yeah,
Because she was born in 24.
yeah, he was about the same
And you
age.
said he was either born in 23 or 25.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't remember. It's been too long ago.
So did you go to school on the island?
I went to school on the island all through the 6th grade.
Through the 6th grade?
After the 6th grade, they took the school off altogether. I did the 7th and 8th grade over in Anacortes.
Right. Yeah, yeah.
And then I went to the senior high school, they called it.
Was it called Columbia? Was that the name of the school?
Columbia Junior High,
Yeah. Oh, is that what it was?
yeah.
Okay. So, so to make a living, to work, you did wood,
Back and forth, yeah, we cut wood, we
sold wood.
raised our own garden, which was a godsend
Yeah.
because you couldn't buy enough stuff at the time for 6 kids.
Right, yeah, yeah. Well, and also, you had it right outside your door.
Oh, yeah.
Rather than having to go to town.
Yeah, we could go get it any time we wanted that way.
What was the ferry called?
It was the Guimas, as far as I know, they didn't have any other name for it,
It was-
Guimas Ferry.
Yeah, did it carry, how many cars did it carry?
6,
6?
if you were lucky, you could get 6 on there.
Yeah. Did they ever put horses on there with a carriage? Did they ever put like a horse on there?
A horse?
Yeah,
We used to take wagons across there at times.
yeah.
When you had a load to take, if you didn't have a car, you had to take the horses across.
How was that? Was that scary?
Yeah, it was a scary thing because the horses, you had to stand and hold them.
Yeah.
You couldn't let them just stand
No,
there.
because they would be afraid.
Yeah, I don't remember too much about that because I was only a couple of years old when they started doing that. And when they first started the ferry over there, I was told, I don't remember this, they used to pull it back and forth with a tugboat.
Oh, wow.
And it was actually just like a barge
Yeah,
at that time.
that's interesting. So you were told that, but you didn't actually see it?
I didn't actually see it. The first time I saw the ferry it was powered by its own engine.
I imagine if they were hauling big things, that would have to be done like
Yeah.
that. That's interesting. That's too bad we don't have a picture of that. That would be good. That would be fun. So you went to this school. Do you remember who your teachers were?
Teachers?
Yeah.
There was 2 teachers, one in each room. There was 2 rooms to the school.
Okay.
And a hallway down the center. They had a cloakroom in the back. And they had the sink up in the front. And it was a cold water sink. There was no hot water in there.
Brr.
You pump water up to a tank up on the ceiling of the school. And then it dribbled down.
Wow. How'd they get the water up there?
You pumped it up with a hand pump.
Oh,
Out, the one that was out in the...
I saw a picture of that.
Yeah. The pump was a big old hand pump. You'd pump away there, and you get too much water in, there was a spout that would let the water out so you didn't flood the building.
Did the kids do the Did the kids do the pumping?
Yeah, usually one of us, because we lived just a few feet away, a
Yeah.
couple 100 feet away, would go up and fill the tank. And
I hope you got extra credit for that.
no, we didn't go on credits there. You just went for what you learned.
So there was 2 classrooms and,
Yes.
and 2 teachers.
Yes.
So what was the little kids?
Well, we went from first grade to, I think, the 8th grade, first to 8th in the one room, and then from 8 to 12 in the other room.
Wow.
And then when I started there, it was the 6th grade. They had taken the high school out and put us just to 6th grade. Here comes one of my friends, the dog.
So sixth grade went into the other room.
Yes.
Did you have a favorite teacher?
A favorite teacher? Well, I guess there was a lady named Mrs. Sibley there
Okay.
that was my favorite. She worked for a couple of years, and then she had a stroke, and her face was kind of pulled off. She couldn't talk real well, but she had a problem with her face. One of the nerves in there had given out, and she talked out of the side of her mouth that way.
Oh boy.
But she was a real nice teacher, very friendly.
Yeah.
Had another teacher that was in the high school part of the building. It was called Mr. Barrett, Barrett, and he worked for the school for quite a while, and then he went into Social Security office, I think it was.
Oh. Well, that's too bad, because once you're a teacher, you kind of love it, you know. Because I
Yeah.
used to be a teacher.
Yeah, we had a good time, and we didn't have too many fights in there.
Yeah. How many people would be were in your class?
In our class, there'd
Yeah.
probably be about 7 kids or something like
In
that,
the
7 or
classroom?
8 kids in the different classes.
Yeah.
There was, I think, 5 in the same grade I was in.
Well, that was nice.
Then there was the 4th and 5th grades that had other, I don't know how many, I can't remember. It's been a long time.
Well, Bud said that you were probably about the same age as his uncle, Buzz Reinhardt.
He was a year or 2 behind me in school.
He was younger.
Yeah,
He was a character.
yeah, he was quite a kid.
Yeah. I've heard stories.
Oh, I could tell you some, but I won't.
Well, I don't know. I might want to know those.
I don't know whether you'd want to know about him or not.
Well, I knew he was a character. I knew that.
He used to have an old rowboat down there on the beach, and he and I'd go fishing over around Jack Island. Get some nice little trout over there. Weren't supposed to, but we did.
Yeah. Well, that's good. So you had some good times with him. Yeah. Bud has lots of stories about him. Yeah.
We were kind of outlaws in the neighborhood.
Were you? Well, at least you had company. Yeah.
I haven't seen him for years.
Yeah, he passed away probably. They moved to Ephrata for some reason.
Oh,
and,
yeah?
Well, he liked to hunt. He liked to hunt, so they moved over there. And so he passed away probably 8 years ago.
We go duck hunting together too every once in a while, down in the old slough on the south end of the island there.
You mean on down Eden's Road?
No, the other way, south.
Oh, okay.
What did they call it? I can't remember what they call the slough now. But the one that the one that you were talking about was at one time was farmland.
Oh,
And the dike broke and it flooded into the salt water, and then they never fixed it again after that.
yeah, yeah.
My dad used to raise crops. He first lived in that red house on the beach down there, which is belongs to a Chinese family, I believe now, or Japanese family,
A red house?
Yeah.
On what beach?
on South Beach.
On South Beach?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, I know, over by Kelly's Point,
No,
the other way.
no, down. Yeah, it was down toward where Bubbles lived down there.
Okay,
Along that beach there, not the bus driver, what was his name? Cliff Waggle?
Cliff Waggle,
Along that area, yeah.
okay.
The
Yeah,
house is gone, and they put another house up there and made I think there's a fence around it now. I can't remember. Been a long, long time since I've been over there.
I know, it's too bad that, you can't come over and have a little ride around
Yeah,
and see how it's changed. So your parents first lived on West Beach then,
yeah,
in the red house?
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, they first lived there, and then when this house came up in the middle of the island there, they bought it.
yeah, probably wanted the acreage.
And they had the best water in the world over there too. Even though you had to pull it out with a bucket to drink.
Yikes.
There was no power. Didn't get power over there until about 49 to 50, I guess, is when they first got power over there.
Did everybody get power at the same time?
Oh no, we had spots that we would have power. Doc Finley and my brother Jim and Fred Post. I don't know whether you knew Fred Post or
I
not.
remember him, yeah.
They got together and started putting the lines in. There was I guess Alan Veal was in there too. It was a corporation type thing. And they got together, and my brother was a real skinny guy. He was 135 pounds all his life. And he used to climb the poles and take the wires up and put them on the insulators or on poles.
Ooh,
And then somebody else would come along and hook the insulators on. And
wow.
when they got it enough up there, they'd turn the power on to see if it worked.
Wow. A little scary.
Yeah, yeah.
No, so did they have a name? Did the power company have a name?
Yeah.
Can you remember the name?
I think it was what was it? I think they called it Guibas Island Power Company at first for that part of the thing, and then they hooked up with Puget Power, I believe.
Oh, okay.
Might have been before, something else in there between, I don't remember. It's been too long for me to remember everything.
You don't have to worry about it. I have the same problems. Now, Doc Finley, he was married to Bubbles, right?
Yes. Yes, they were married, I don't know, she was married to, Berlin first, and then to somebody else, and then to Doc Finley. And I believe she was married to somebody else after that, when they broke up, or when he died, or something.
Yeah.
I can't remember now.
So she had 4 husbands, it sounds like.
Yeah, something like that. 4 or 5, I don't know.
She's a busy lady.
We didn't keep track of them very much. Minded our own business.
Yeah, her house is pretty interesting, with all the cement work that she did. Okay, so the power. So do you remember community events celebrations?
Well, I remember one time Dad and I was cutting brush under the power line, and evidently I hit one that was hot because I cut a limb down off of a tree and it evidently hit the power line. I didn't know it, but I wound up about 10 feet back in the brush. Dad says, I saw sparks flying from you to that.
Oh my gosh.
And I don't remember it, but I burned my fingers. I had an old machete with a metal handle,
Oh,
metal
shoot.
strip down,
Yeah.
and I had burn right across my fingers that way.
Right where the metal was.
That was all power. Yeah, there was a lot of power to that line when it came down, when it came across the limb came across it.
Wow.
Boy, I said, how did I get over here?
Yeah.
I don't remember it. And Dad says, I saw you. He says, it knocked you clear over there.
And you were very cautious after that, I bet.
He come running over to see if I was all right. And I didn't know it, but I was okay, except for the burns.
Yeah, yeah. You were lucky. You were lucky.
Very lucky.
Yeah. Do you remember like 4th of July celebrations? 4th of July? Did you guys have parades or anything?
Later they did. When we were first growing up, they didn't have any, but later on, when they got a few more people over there, they had kiddies parades and that kind of thing there. Mm-hmm. Kind of fun.
Oh yeah, yeah. Well, they do it now, and they do North Beach. Is that where you did it too, on North Beach?
Well, they used to do from the hall up to the, I guess, to the crossroads, and then turn around and come back.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
Okay, that's where it started from, at this ferry dock to the
Yeah.
hall. So, okay, so I don't know when it changed. Yeah. Did you have fireworks?
Yeah, we had fireworks, we had rockets and Roman candles and all kinds of stuff like that. A lot of fun.
All that dangerous stuff.
You can't do that anymore.
Yeah, yeah.
And we didn't start any fires with our Roman candles or anything either.
Good for you. Good for you. Yeah. Oh, I would find that. So I'm looking for that paper that I had that had your lineage on it. So you're somehow related to the Matthews, right?
I guess so. I don't know. I don't remember that.
Oh, maybe you're not.
I don't know.
So it was 163 over 85.
Well,
Maybe through the Wooten boys, I don't know. They were,
how were you connected with the Wootens?
I don't.
my sister Anna married Robert.
With some people, they don't work with other people.
Your sister Anna married Robert.
Mhm.
Okay, and then they had
Yes.
2 kids, I
Two.
think.
Where did I put that?
Now, if you get stuff out of the way back, when I see it, like, you let me finish what, I'm gonna change it. See, we're gonna change it.
And then,
You're going back too far for me. I can't remember all the stuff.
okay, all right, well, okay. So, but you're connected with the,
Yes, so I'll make her aware.
Sarah Mary.
Okay.
okay. One of your sister Anna married Robert Wooten, and they had 2 kids.
Mhm.
Marie,
Marie?
was that one of them?
No, it was, let's see, Thomas and
Robert,
Yeah.
yeah. Okay. So are you in connection, are you connected with Robert at all? Do you talk with him?
Not now. He took his phone out, so I can't call him.
Oh, he did?
He's got a cell phone, and I don't get a hold of him anymore. I talked to Robert or Tom once. He's the chief of the
Yes.
tribe over there,
Yes.
but I haven't talked to him since then, and I don't even know his phone number. I didn't keep track of him.
Okay. Well, he still lives there,
No, he does.
in that yellow house, right by the ferry dock.
I never been to his place. I don't know. The only thing I remember is Dad had an old Dodge truck up there that he put in his yard, and it sat there for years and years, and they never did anything to fix it up. I was going to fix it up and use it, but somehow Tom got it, and I don't know anything else about it. I don't know whether Dad gave it to him or
Yeah.
my brother gave it to him or who. But
Yeah. Yeah, we're gonna have Tom is gonna, I went to one of his presentations at the reservation,
well,
and he's gonna come to a memories night in October. He's gonna
Oh.
come talk about Guimas and the Longhouse and all that. Did you remember seeing the Longhouse?
no.
Because it was like, well, it was on West Beach, kind of up by, a little bit south of Bubbles' place.
I don't think I was ever there.
Yeah, well, I don't know when it got destroyed exactly, so it might have been gone by the time you were even born, yeah.
Well, I don't remember.
Okay.
Well, Tom was a lot younger than I was.
Yeah.
He was Anna's son. The one I remember, well, the old man was Thomas Jefferson, same as Eldon, or Ski was.
Yeah,
And no, I never got down to that.
yeah, there was Ski, Eldon, and Thomas. No,
One was Thomas J. and the other was Thomas something else, I forget. I don't know whether he had the same name as his dad or not.
I know, it makes it so confusing too, doesn't it? They shouldn't do that.
Well, it's been a while, you know.
So, who was, your mom's name was Hattie?
Yes,
What was her maiden name?
Brobar.
Brobar.
And I have a picture of her dad holding Paul, I believe it was, by next to the oldest brother.
Uh-huh.
And Jim was looking out the door,
Oh, cute.
just his head sticking out around the edge of the door. And my mother was standing in the window watching them, looking out the
That's a
window.
pretty nice picture then.
I don't remember where that picture is. I've got it here somewhere because I kept it,
Oh, sure.
but I don't know just exactly where it is.
I was looking to see. This is tapes, pajamas and miscellaneous. Maybe it's in miscellaneous.
Well, it could be. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm not very well organized around here
Well,
yet.
you just got here.
I've only been here since Monday.
Yeah, so you've got plenty of time. So was there like Christmas, was there Christmas celebrations that the community shared?
Yeah.
Where was that?
The community here?
No, the community on Guimas.
Well, that was at the hall. We usually had a meeting there at the hall or at the church.
Uh-huh.
I always thought of that little brown church in the Vale, the song,
Yes.
and that's what that
Yes.
little church reminds me of.
Oh, that's pretty cool. Well, it's still a little brown church.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, it's very sweet. Yeah, it's a very sweet thing. So did you guys, did everybody go to church?
Well, not everybody. You know, for years, Mrs. George Pineo, had her son with us there at the church. It was only about 6 of us went to the church, 6 or 8 at the very most,
Oh, really?
because Reinhardt didn't come. The ones that did come were the Pineos and Blackingtons, I say. We called it Blackington,
Okay.
but they call it Blackington because it's Blackent,
Oh.
not Blackington like blackberries.
Yeah,
or,
yeah, yeah.
You know, yeah. And I got corrected on that by my sister. My sister Anna corrected me because she related to him.
She was related to them too.
Yeah.
So the Samish Indian, well, I guess they weren't all Samish, were they? But everybody, everything was very friendly between all the people who lived on Guaymas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, most of them.
Okay.
Yeah, the church was open to everybody, but there was only a few that came. We were in Sunday school with several of them, and then when I guess when they grew up, they got out of the church mostly over there.
Was there a minister? There was a minister?
Oh yes, minister from town, from Anacortes came over,
Oh,
get the ferry over and give us a sermon and then go back.
And then who taught Sunday school?
Yeah. The Sunday school teacher that I remember was Mrs. George Pinio.
Oh, okay.
She used to teach us, and we had little books to put stamps in when we go to Sunday school and
Nice.
church and that kind of thing. We'd usually go to the Sunday school, and then when they started doing the singing, we'd go in and sing with them in the main church. They had a little room in the back for us.
Do you remember that being fun?
That was, I don't know, that was a long time ago. But I remember that little building back there, there's just a room that they had for us, for the Sunday school. And then the church was the other.
Somehow it got, no, okay. Yeah, somehow it got dark.
The what?
The screen got dark for some reason, I don't know why. It's kind of doing it, but maybe
Well,
it's better if I stand here, seems to be better.
If you want to cut that light out, take my cane and.
No, it's good, no, it's good,
Oh.
it's better now, yeah.
Oh,
I don't
okay.
know. Well, anyway, they did something out in the hall. Okay, so Guaymas is known for characters, right?
Yeah.
You know, some characters. Is there some characters that you'd like to talk about or tell me about?
Well, there used to be an old gentleman over on Guaymas that had a boat over there. And Jim used to go over, my oldest brother used to go over and visit him. And he was always telling jokes. I don't know, most of them you couldn't tell here, but Jim would come home and tell us when Dad and Mom weren't around.
That's good. Sure. There we go. You don't remember his name?
I never did know his name.
Yeah. Just a character on North Beach.
The old character from the North Beach, actually he was over in Square Bay over there, or
Oh, okay.
Cook's Bay. Yeah. He lived on a boat over there. He pulled the boat in on the beach and lived in it.
Wow. Did you remember Bud Hansen?
Who?
Bud Hansen?
Oh yeah, he had one down by the ferry dock, same way.
Yeah. What was his story? Do you know?
I don't know. I think, was he the one that had the tugboat that used to go around getting logs off the beach? I can't remember. Somebody used to go over and get logs off the beach all the time. We'd tie them up to cut them in for wood, and he'd take the rope off, and away they'd go.
Yeah, that was when a lot of those booms got, yeah,
Yeah,
those boom, I don't
a
know,
lot of the boom logs would
boom
get away,
logs. Yeah, that got loose.
and we'd get them, then he'd get them. You'd have a rope on them, and he'd cut the rope, and away they'd go.
That was fun. Yeah. Trying to think. good hands. How about Duke Torgerson? Did you know Duke Torgerson? I think he came later. Yeah.
I don't remember.
Is there any other characters? How about George Kingston? Did you know him?
George Kingston? Oh yes, he used to take his rowboat and go out and fish right in front of the ferry dock and catch fish all the time. He knew how to do it. Great big heavy set guy.
Mm-hmm.
He and his wife.
His wife was Sarah.
He was a good old guy, but kind of gruff. He'd always get mad at us kids. But he was a heck of a nice guy. He wouldn't be mean or anything. He'd just be gruff with us.
Mm-hmm. And did he have kids?
Yeah. Let's see, Dutch.
That's right. Go ahead.
They and the Blackingtons were the same breed. I don't know that they were related somehow.
The same tribe.
I don't remember how they were related, but most of the people that lived right down in that area were related.
Do you remember? I can't think of his first name. Woodfield. He had a house down there by the ferry dock. Woodfield.
Woodfield?
Yeah.
Yeah, they had the store for a while there.
Tell me about that.
Well, they started a store there, and that's where a lot of people would buy their bread and that kind of stuff. And Herb, I think, was crippled, if I remember right. And his wife used to run the store right there at the edge of the ferry dock. I don't remember too much about them because we didn't go down there very often. We made our own bread and bought flour and made our own bread and had our own butter and everything. And we didn't buy away from the house very much.
You made your own butter.
Yeah. Yeah, we had cows. We'd milk and save the cream and make butter out of it. Had our own buttermilk, which was good. Better than the stuff you get nowadays.
Mm-hmm. And chickens. I bet you had chickens.
We had chickens, we had pigs, we had cows. We had geese for a while. There's a picture down the hallway here that I was looking at the other day and it brought back a lot of memories. Mom used to have 6 geese. And they would try to get out on the road all the time. We didn't have a fence up at that time.
Mm-hmm.
And they would start out for the road, and she'd see them down there, and she'd let out a yell at them, "Get back there!" And they'd turn around
and
go
they
back
would?
in the yard. Yeah, she had them trained. She had a couple times she had to get out there with a stick and make them get out of the way and get back to the place. And after that, they learned she meant business.
Yeah. Don't mess with her. So that's a lot of chores. There were a lot of chores.
Yeah, we kept busy. That, especially haying time was terrible. I was just talking about that this morning to one of the ladies in there. She was from, I think she said it was from Orcas or Camino Island, one or the other. And we were talking about our experiences with people doing work on the farm. She said, I was the only child, so I had to work in the field too. I said, well, we didn't have the girls out in the field, but the 4 of us boys and Dad used to haul hay, loose hay in all the time. Have to put it up on overhead in the barn.
Oh my.
And get on the wagon and you'd pitch that stuff up there. That's probably why my shoulders are bad now. I don't know.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah. Sure.
My shoulders are pretty sore.
So, there was a store down by the ferry dock,
Yeah.
run by Herb Woodfield and his wife, and then did the Gilkeys have a store too?
Yeah. B. Gilkey had a store down, it was where Bill Dolph used to live. The old house on the corner, just as you turn to go toward past Bush's place.
Mm-hmm.
They had a store in that, Gilkey's had that store.
Okay, oh yeah, okay.
And then they started one over on North Beach. I think it was, well, it was before you get to where you turn to go to Townsend's. Townsend had a resort,
Yeah,
and they had a store in there for a little while. I don't know how long they had it because I moved off there. But yeah, there was 4 different places that I know of had stores on at one time or another on the island there.
oh, interesting, interesting. Yeah,
Woodfield had the first one.
and then,
And then, see, I think it was Gilkey started theirs. And then some people over on North Beach, right along the beach, or right along where the road goes right along the beach, they had a store there. I can't remember.
was that
their
the
name.
Brados? Was that the Brados? Brado?
Yeah, I believe it was, yeah. And then Townsend had one over at the resort for a while.
Yeah, it was good, yeah, yeah, they did a good job stocking, and I remember one time I was making something and I wanted anchovies, and I thought, oh boy, and I called Alice, and I said, by any chance, do you have anchovies? She says, oh yeah, that little tiny store.
Yeah, they just had the front of their building was just a store, just a room up. Wasn't much bigger than this.
No, no. No, it wasn't. Okay, let me see, what else did I?
Of course, like I say, we didn't have to go to the store very often, because we had most of our own stuff. We'd can peaches, canned pears, apples, all kinds of stuff. Make applesauce and can it, and we had all the fruit and vegetables that we needed.
That is amazing.
In fact, we'd trade off with something for something they had that we needed. We'd trade, and well, we made out. It was during the Depression, but we still had everything we needed.
Yeah,
Food stamps. It had stamps to get your food, and in Anacortes. And then we'd trade around among ourselves, which they didn't know about.
well, that's legitimate, that's okay, yeah, yeah. Well, is there anything else I should ask you?
Anything you could ask me?
Anything I forgot to ask you, yeah.
Well, I don't know.
When did you move off the island?
When did I move off? I moved off shortly after I got out of the Army in 1956. Barbara and I got married shortly after that, and moved over to Anacortes. Lived in a little place over there for a while. The old guy that was running the place used to keep looking out the window, spying into our window. We put the curtain across there.
Yeah.
When I was working for the sheriff department, I took my pistol out of my belt and went over and stuck it out the window that way, or up toward the window. He got out of there in a hurry.
That's good. So that was your job? You worked for, what did you do as a job?
Well, I've had several jobs. I worked around, I went to Alaska one time, worked in a gold mine up there.
Wow.
I went to,
Wait a second, you worked at a gold mine?
well, it was in the Latuya Bay Park. It's a park now. They made it into a national monument. And, but I was catching samples behind a gold dredge. I'd fill a bucket, take it in, and they'd run it through the, whatever they called it, the sifter I called it, to get the gold out. And I never did get in there to see how much they got or anything else. They just kept doing it until we froze out up there.
Yeah. Well, that's something not everyone's done.
Yeah. And I worked in the sheriff's office for a couple, let's see, 6 months, 8 months actually. Sheriff, I was a deputy jailer. I worked 12 to 8 in the morning, and then the regular jailer would come in. There were 3 shifts. $1 an hour. That was way back then. Wasn't enough to live on, so I got a different job. I worked construction for a while. In the canneries, when I first started working, I was 14 years old. I started in the Fisherman's Pack cannery there in Anacortes.
Which one?
Fisherman's Pack, which isn't there anymore.
I've heard of it though.
And there's none of them there anymore except one. I think McDougal was it. I thought of it yesterday. I was talking to somebody about it yesterday, and he knew about the cannery.
Oh, that's fun.
I can't remember what the name of it was now, but I think it's the only one left there in Anacortes.
Well, Bud said that George Kingston worked at Whitney Fidalgo.
Yeah. Yeah, he used to work in the canneries too, but he'd go out fishing and he'd get his supper just about every time he'd go out.
Wow.
He was a good fisherman. And he was right along the beach, just 30 feet out from the beach, he'd catch his fish. Whether they were cod or what, I don't know, but he used to bring fish home just about every time he'd go out. He was a real good fisherman. We used to sit and watch him on the ferry. When the ferry was going across, he'd catch him a fish.
Did it again.
Yeah. Yeah, he was really good at it.
Do you remember any of the Blackingtons?
I remember the father's name was Chester. I remember Jackie. She was just a little younger than I was.
Good morning, Dory.
She married a guy
How are you?
on the fire department over in Whidbey Island. What was his name?
Morris?
I can't remember now.
Oh, I think the last name was Morris.
Morris. Oh. My mind goes blank every once in a while.
No, that's okay. So does mine. It does, yeah. Yeah, I remember Jackie,
Uh-huh.
but I never met her husband, or her father.
Well, I worked with her husband over at the base as a fireman over there.
You were a fireman?
I was I was on the crash crew over there. They had a crash. We'd go out and fight the fire, put it out, get the people out of the plane and that kind of stuff.
Oh,
They tried to get me on the structural crew, but I didn't like that, so I got out of there. And I was supposed to get a raise in pay and a raise in, what do they call it? Wage grade. And they never gave it to me, so I told them to heck with it, I'm going somewhere else. And I left there.
mm-hmm.
I got into the labor gang on the base. Worked there for a long time. Then I transferred into the plumbing shop because I got more money that way. I worked there until I retired
Oh,
as a plumber. So I kept trying to improve myself a little bit, but it was pretty hard because you had to bid on the job, tell them what experience you had. And I hadn't had very much experience, but I made out all right. And they put me on the trouble truck. I'd go around and unplug toilets and fix sinks and that kind of stuff that was broke down or leaking or whatever. I had all kinds of jobs. I'm a master of none, I guess you'd say.
Well, you had a very varied life, though. Work,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
it's better than being stuck
It
behind.
was a good life.
Yeah.
Barbara and I lived on it. Didn't save much money, but we lived on it.
Well, you were happy.
I was very happy. I had a wonderful wife. Yeah. Never had any trouble from anybody. Always agreeable with them, or proved them wrong or whatever. But that's all past now. Since I got here, it's all past, I'll say that.
Yeah, it looks like a pretty nice place.
Yeah, they take good care of you.
All right.
Nurse came in last night, or night before last, and wrapped my legs. I've got water blisters on this leg,
Oh,
and I don't know what it's from. The doctor didn't know. He said at first he told me it was from eating too much sugar, so I quit sugar. And then he told me it was from too much salt, so I quit salt.
Oh,
I
jeez.
haven't had any of that,
uh-oh.
only in the food that I get. And the blisters are still there, so I don't know what it is.
Oh, I'm sorry.
And now they got antibiotics. I'm taking antibiotics.
To try to clear it up?
Yeah. And it doesn't do too much. The main thing that I found out was that chair. You get your feet up above your heart, where the blood will flow back, and it goes away.
Okay, so keeping your feet elevated
Yeah.
is the ticket. Okay.
And I use Gold Bond diabetic lotion on them.
And,
Rub my legs down there every night with
and that
that.
helps?
Oh yeah.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Oh, good. Just one more question. If you had a role model that you, one of the characters on, one of the people on Guimas, who would be your role model, whether it's your
My
dad?
dad.
Tell
My
me
dad.
about him. Tell me about your
Yeah.
dad.
He was always friendly with people. He could always go to the bank and borrow money, never have to have any collateral or anything else. He'd just go in and say, I need this, and the bankers all knew him. They knew he was honest. And they would give him what he needed, and he'd always pay it back. So I think he would be my role model.
Wow. That's like the best thing ever, if your dad can be your role model. I mean,
Well, we got our whippings when we needed them, I'll say that.
well, 6 kids.
Yeah. Yeah, he was busy with the stick of kindling on our tail ends. We all got in trouble at one time or another. There was Dad.
Yeah.
And he knew how to correct it. It wasn't mean, he just gave you a good lesson.
It's a consequence.
I guess a good lesson, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's lovely, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, my dad and my mother were the role models in my life.
Not everybody can say that.
Well, I don't know. It's different growing up on an island like that, because you have certain things you can do and certain things you can't do. Very seldom we would get to go to a movie, but when we had to go, we'd have to go in the early evening because of that doggone ferry.
Yeah,
And we'd get back by 11 or 12. The ferry was at 11 or at 12. Whichever, whether you went on Friday or Saturday. And you'd have to plan so you could be down there about 15, 20 minutes early to get on the ferry. Now, I don't know how many hours you have to wait to get on it.
Well, it's a lot. Like I wanted to catch the 8 and I was down there at 20 to 8, you know, to be here at 9.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But they have a, what is it, 15 cars now they can take? 12
can
cars,
take
something
20.
like that?
20.
Oh,
Unless there's big trucks, you know, and then it's different.
That was another thing, when we were clearing the place there, we'd go over to Anacortes, by the college in Mount Vernon here, and get a couple boxes of dynamite, put it in the back of the truck and drive it across. You can't do that now. We couldn't take our shotguns across and go hunting either like we used to.
No.
They'd see you coming with a gun, they'd make sure it was unloaded and that was it.
Mm-hmm.
Carry it right with you in the cabin of the ferry or wherever.
Oh, wow.
Can't even get on there with them now.
Mm-mm.
I don't know what they do to hunt.
Probably put them in their trunk. Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of difference. The world changed.
It did, yeah. So who was the last person that lived at your house on Guimas?
My brother Jim,
Oh,
my oldest
okay.
brother, he inherited the place.
And when did he pass away?
It's been quite a while, been probably 12 years, 10, 12 years.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he lived there, and somebody, I forget who it was, went in and found him one time, passed out on the table, still sitting in his chair on the table, and they finally got him awake and took him over to the hospital. He's very diabetic.
Oh,
Put him in a nursing home over there in Anacortes, and he was there for 4 or 5 years in that nursing home. I used to go over and visit him all the time. He used to stop and visit me when he was going to Everett to the plywood mill. He worked in the plywood mill down in Everett. And then they closed the plywood mill down. He'd still make his weekly trips over and go see some of his friends down in Everett, and then come back up. He and Paul, my next to the oldest brother, worked in the plywood. Well, I did too for a while. I got glue poisoning and had to get out of it.
you got what?
Glue poisoning.
Oh my.
Got allergic to the glue they were using. It was very caustic stuff.
Oh my goodness, I bet.
You get it on you and it burns. Hello, dog. He's gone.
Well, that's kind of dangerous, isn't it, working at a place like that?
Yeah, yeah. You get it splashed in your eyes and you'd have to go down and have them wash your eyes out.
Oh boy.
Yeah, it wasn't very popular place to work, but you bought your share, so you had to work it.
Oh, I don't know what that means.
Well, you had to either buy a share or rent a share from somebody. They sold shares to the plywood mill.
Okay.
You'd work a share and keep the mill going, but if you just rented a share, you'd pay the guy that owned the share part of your wages. And it worked out pretty good.
Wow.
You'd collect money, you'd collect your wages, and then you'd have to pay him a little bit for it too.
I'm gonna try this.
Gets noisy around here at times.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that's okay. Yeah, they got, well, lots of activity always going on, right? Yeah, for you.
Yeah,
Yeah, just
there's
all of a sudden it just got too
10
loud.
o'clock, they're probably, 10:30, they're
10:30.
probably coming for the gymnasium.
What's that like?
I don't know, I've never been there. I was gonna go there this morning,
Okay,
but,
well, is there anything else that you'd like to share?
well, if you have to go into a nursing home, this is it.
Okay,
That's what I can say that,
wow,
because this is a wonderful place. They have a great big fountain out there that's squirting water all the time. They have a fish pond back there with some fish in it about that long.
so you could go fishing then.
Baby ducks.
Oh,
They just had a
nice.
batch of baby ducks come off out in the pond. And there's all kinds of activity you can
Good.
you can be busy 24 hours. Well, at least 10 hours a day.
Yeah, I saw there was there's bingo too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fun.
There's bingo and there's what do they call it? Fly swatter polo or something like that. Take a fly swatter and they bat a balloon around.
Oh, fun. Oh, yeah.
It's a lot of fun.
Don't fall off your chair though. Okay, I'm just looking to see if there's something else I could ask you.
But one thing I was asked last time I went to one of the meetings over on the island was, did they have hot water over there? No, they didn't have hot water over there. It was all cold water coming into the building from up in that tank up above.
At the school?
You'd wash in that, yeah, you'd wash into they had a deep sink out there and you'd wash in there, then go back in the room and do your business.
Yeah, schoolwork.
First thing in the morning, you'd wash up, go at the school if you didn't do it at home. And it was,
So, did you have a bathtub at
well,
home?
just a big deep sink.
Yeah. And you have to boil the water.
Turn the faucet, single faucet, just turn the cold water on and start washing. And sometimes it was awful cold,
Oh. Yeah, I can imagine.
but you wash your hands and face in there. That was where you got your drinking water too.
Yeah. Well, like you said, that was really good water.
Oh
Up by
yeah, that was one of the best wells on the island.
Yeah.
And I see they had it covered last time I went over there. They took the pump out.
Oh.
There's a mound on the corner just where the road turns that way. And there's a mound right there on the corner there.
Yeah, yeah.
That's the
At the
pump.
schoolhouse. Yeah.
That's where the pump was.
Yeah. And you had a pump at your house?
We did have.
Yeah.
We drew water with the bucket first for a long time.
That's,
Yeah, I think it was about 1957, 58 when we got water in the house.
everybody had a party.
Yeah, well, I bought a hot water tank from a place in Anacortes that was going out of business. They took the water tank out, they took the hot water tank out, and they took the piping out. I got six sections of 20-foot pipe, 1-inch pipe. Took it home and had it laying there, and my brother Jim, he was stubborn. He wouldn't put the tank in. He had to go buy a new one.
Oh.
Couldn't use the used one. I shouldn't say that, but he was stubborn.
It's okay. Yeah, that's pulling water up out of a, that must have been very difficult. Yeah.
Yeah, well, had a wooden top on the well, and you'd lift the plank up and draw water out, and that's the way you kept the water in the house, and kept the water for the stock, and everything was through that well.
Stock too.
We had three wells on that place. One was for the garden, one was for the cattle, and one was for us.
Oh, wow. That kept the boys busy.
Yeah, yeah. We had I think it was about a 300 or 400 gallon tank that we cut in half. Made a trough out of it for the cattle. Had sticking through the fence, and we pour in one side and they take it out the other.
There you go. There you go. Well, you didn't want to have to haul it too far.
No, no.
Yeah, yeah. You needed to have it close. Yeah. So 3 wells. Wow. Were they hand dug wells?
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah. Yeah, the deepest one was about 20 feet. And that's a long ways down when you're looking up at that sky up there.
And when you're pulling it up. Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, when Bud and I first moved to Guaymas, well, it wasn't our first house, but we ended up living at where Jimmy Wrench had the farm, had the ranch, like right next to your house. On the corner, it was a little green house.
oh yeah,
Who owned that before? Jimmy Wrench is who we rented from.
that was Forrester.
Forrester.
Wade Forrester had that place. Wade and Ruby.
And they had animals and things?
Yeah, they had 3 kids. Yeah, 2 boys and a girl.
Well, what I remember is that the water there was very good too.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, so
Yeah.
it must have been from the same little aquifer
Yeah,
or
it was
something.
probably from the same stream that went down through.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, because it was just like the best. We live on kind of on North Beach, and the water, it's just not that good, you know.
Now they've dug so many wells over there that pulled in the salt water.
Yeah, yeah,
They had to put a desalination plant in.
and that's expensive. Yeah,
Oh,
they
yeah.
have one on West Beach, yeah, it's real expensive.
My brother-in-law worked over there surveying that in. Larry Saunders.
I remember that name, yeah.
Pam and Larry. Pam was my wife's sister.
Uh-huh,
Her name was Gilkey and my wife's name was McLean. Her dad left the family just while he went in the army, and when he came out they had got a divorce. He was running around all over anyway.
oh, and
You don't
now,
need to say that.
okay, no one's gonna know him. So wait a second, your wife's sister, your wife was Barbara McLean, and her sister was Pam Gilkey.
Pam Saunders.
Pam Saunders.
No, yeah,
but she
Pam
wasn't.
Gilkey.
Why did they have different last names?
Well, Barbara was a McLean from her dad
Uh-huh,
before they broke up.
okay, okay.
And she was a stepdaughter to Wade Gilkey that lived over there.
Oh, stepdaughter to Wade
Yeah.
Gilkey. And that was Pam Saunders.
No, they live up in Linden.
In Linden, yeah.
Yeah.
Wade Gilkey. Yeah, there's a lot of Gilkeys
Yeah,
still on, there's 2 brothers still on North Beach.
yeah,
Um,
they're nephews or something.
yeah, I can't remember their names. Yeah. So there's I'm just trying to think of old family names. You know, you've got the Gilkeys, you've got the Blackentons, you've got the Kagers, you've got the Matthews.
Yeah, there used to be a family, Krieger, Butch Krieger.
Oh, right.
They're kind of an old family, and Lewis's had the gas station over there.
Oh no, where was that?
That's where Butch's sister lived over there.
Yes. Butch's sister, yes. No, Butch, I was just thinking of Butch's mother. Oh, they lived in that White House?
Yeah, I used to have a gas station over there.
Oh, they did?
Yeah,
At that place? Wow. Did not know
right
that.
out along you pull in from the road right into their gas station and had one of the old hand pumps that you'd pump the gas up and let it run down.
Oh my goodness.
We used to stop over there and get gas quite often.
And that was Krieger.
Well, it was Lewis's gas
Lewis.
station.
Okay. Lewis gas
Lee
station.
and what was her name?
You mean Lee Lewis?
Uh-huh.
Well, that's interesting.
Golly, I can't think of their name. Her name. Dolly. They called her Dolly. Dolly Lewis.
Okay.
And they gave us a set of wine glasses, Barbara and I, they gave us a set of wine glasses for our anniversary. And the glasses belonged to her great-grandmother, she said. So they were probably 100 years old.
Yeah,
Beautiful wine glasses.
that was a lovely gift.
I think back and I can remember a few things like that, but not everything.
That's okay.
You know,
Well, you've told me a lot of things that I did not know, so you remembered plenty. Yeah, I didn't know that about Lee and Dolly Krieger.
with Lee and Dolly Lewis,
I meant that, but they were Krieger, and then
they're living in the Krieger sister. I forget what her name was. Butch and I think it was his sister. Anyway,
so what was Butch's mom's name? Do you know?
no, I'm trying to think of it. I don't think I ever heard it. I don't remember.
So let me so Lee and Dolly Lewis had the gas station at the White House,
Hmm.
and then Krieger's bought it or something. Okay,
After he passed away.
okay, got it. Yeah, no,
Do you remember Bill Fast?
yes. He
The
was.
place that he had over there in that bay,
I don't know where he
over
lived.
on north, would be the East Beach.
East Beach. Okay, like Cook's Dead Man's Bay.
Yeah,
Cook's
close
Bay.
to there.
Yeah.
There was a family there named Fast, Bill Fast.
Mm-hmm.
And he used to run a barbecue for the celebration that we had over there.
Yeah, the Labor Day thing.
Yeah,
Yeah. Were you involved in that?
I wish somebody'd do it now. I'd love that fish.
Yeah, yeah. Well, they had to quit doing it because of the county with health things, and it
Yeah.
was like, I mean,
Yeah.
did anybody ever get sick? No.
Probably more healthy than stuff you get in the store.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
Don't tell them I said that, but
I won't. It's okay, but they made it difficult. Yeah.
regulations make it too difficult for us to live the way we should.
No kidding. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember a lot of the old people over there. Bubbles, and there was a family. The man was very crippled up. He was very I was thinking about him the other day when I was walking with my
Oh.
back bent.
Yeah.
I can't think of his name now.
One of the Pineos had polio or something. Was that Jenny? One of the Pineo girls had. I think she had crutches and things.
I don't know unless it was Doris. She was a Pineo over there. Oh, you must be thinking of the older people. Jenny, Jenny Pinio.
Yeah.
She evidently had polio or something because she was crippled.
Yeah.
They lived over below Veal's farm over there on the other side of the road.
Oh, really? Okay. Yeah.
That house is gone too. They took it down, put up a big house over there.
And you said that she was a Sunday school teacher. Nice. Yeah.
No, that was the other Pinio.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
George and not Jenny. Louise Pinio. And I don't know whether they were related or not.
Yeah. I don't know that either. Okay. Well, you had quite a life on Weymouth. I mean, you really did live close to the earth.
Yeah, well, we survived.
It had to be kind of fun though, as well.
It was a great life.
Yeah.
A lot of work, a lot of arguing between us boys, but we never got in any fist fights. Almost a couple times, but
Well, that's boys, right?
yeah, that's girls too. They used to get into it too.
Well, you have to do something for entertainment, you know. That usually happens when people get a little bored. All right. Is there anything else you want to share for us?
No, I think that's about.
Well, you've told me lots of interesting things.
I can remember a lot of things after you leave, probably, but
Well, just give me a call if you want me to come back. I can do that. All right. Thank you so much.
well, thank you.
Yeah.